Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We got Lambo going up against PtitDrogo from Group B of the Homestory Cup 24. So Lambo, everybody knows who Lambo is, I presume. He's one of the best Zergs in the whole of Europe. Only overshadowed by a couple such as Raynor and Cyril, you know, some world champions. But then, after those, Lambo's a pretty darn good player. If you ever need to learn anything, just look up some Lambo videos or look up a Lambo stream or anything, basically. This guy's a very good resource. And PtitDrogo, once a DreamHack champion, now rather inactive, I believe. I'm not sure if he jumped on the OE4, as in Age of Empires 4 train, or I'm pretty sure he went to school at some point. Like he did some programming bootcamp stuff. Basically kind of transitioning into normal life a little bit more. But he's back for a little bit of Homestory Cup action, which we do appreciate. Now we see a standard build from Lambo coming out. But he has a gold base with a Rich Geyser. We're on Equilibrium, alright. Which is a bit of a wonky map. You see it banned out in most games or series, and especially best of threes. Don't see Equilibrium that often. Maybe Lambo has a plan. But, or maybe PtitDrogo has a plan. But Lambo already taken full advantage. Getting those gold minerals started, PtitDrogo does immediately scout it. Let's see what he didn't even go scout the normal natural. He immediately went for the gold base, so probably expecting it. Throwing down a Stargate, so Gateway Research after that, so fastest Stargate he could get. And he's getting an Adept as well. Chrono boosting probes instead of that Adept. Goes for a little block here. And Lambo does have minerals to take that, so it's a little delay. Let's see if PtitDrogo can actually... I'll just call him Drogo from now on. Let's see if Drogo can actually... Oh, another pylon. Oh, it doesn't let it finish to start a Cybercore. I guess seeing the extra pair of Lings kind of makes that futile. There was even a Queen coming down. Lambo taking that block quite serious. Do you see speed underway? No more gas being mined by Lambo. I expect him to take that Rich Geyser sooner rather than later and just pump up the gas. Now we do see Oracle coming out. But what's the follow-up? Second gateway is down before speed even finishes. Show it, Lambo. Or, show us, Drogo. What are you gonna do? Probe actually moving out to a third base location here. A bunch of speedlings on the map. Trying to catch this Adept. The Oracle is here to protect it, but it got caught out in the middle of the map. Would have liked a little nook to chill in, but instead just got picked off. Oracle Beam got turned on, so that's a good win for Lambo there. It gets an Adept kill, and also forces the Oracle to turn on its beam, only getting... Whoa, 4 Zergling kills in total. The second Oracle also turned on its beam. Damn. Ooh, Lambo with a thick, fast 4th base. Behind his gold, love that. Guess you... By taking this gold base, you gain this space, and you can just throw down that hatchery as soon as possible. Or as soon as it's economically viable. Let's see what he goes into. Twilight Forge, so... I feel like Drogo's just playing a normal build here with a Robo. Just very standard, but... Lambo is playing standard as well, but he also has... a gold base, so he can go into anything and is just supercharged from the start. And we do have the triple Oracle hit squad finally coming to the other side of the map instead of just staying near his third base. Does damage to the queen a little bit, and then just... These oracles haven't done anything. Well, at least Drogo has a third base, and he might not have a lot of momentum right now. But he's in by no means out of the game. Right? If he stays defensive and hits a clean timing or two, he can definitely make some plays happen. We see an observer coming out of the robo here, 3 oracles flying around. We see a Baneling nest as well from Lambo with +1 melee. So maybe going for that Lingbane Ravager. We see Roach Speed. Lambo just prepared for anything that Drogo could throw at him. Lambo doesn't even have that big of a drone lead. I was expecting Lambo to just completely out-macro Drogo here, but Drogo actually just probing up really nicely, taking a pretty quick third. Revelates the hatchery here, making sure that he knows what's coming out of these eggs. Storm already underway. Kind of signing that Drogo's just going to sit back for a while, getting charged as well, so no blink push. We do see Infestation Pit here, so pretty quick hive coming out from Lambo, I presume. And even looking at a 4th base here for Drogo, so both players just playing a very macro-oriented. I feel like Lambo was kind of expecting to have to absorb an attack, and Drogo just kind of didn't. 5th base now for Lambo down. We see decent creep threat coming out, and it hasn't been contested at all. Bunch of Lings here with a few speed roaches. Checking out the 4th base here, and these oracles purely used just to kill Zerglings that are snooping around. Baneling speed is done, and with that, a Baneling run-by was timed out. Pylon does get killed off. Oh my god, actually rallies into the Banelings, probably because he tried to rally the probes away, but there was a building over there, so they had to go the way of the Baneling. And the way of the Baneling ended up being death. Now, we did see 10 probes go down, but that is by no means an insurmountable loss for the Protoss here. He was, as we can see, was already super saturated in order to saturate his 4th faster. Damn, that's a lot of Banes. 24 Banes being morphed in. Lambo pulling the trigger here, sensing a little bit of weakness perhaps. We do see 3 cannons here, 2 already finished. We have what? 9 Templar. 9 Templar. 9 Templar and Storm is ready. Like, that's a lot of Templar. Do see a Charge Law run-by here now. Those are always annoying to deal with. Another Baneling run-by here. And Lambo elects to kill that Pylon plus Shield Battery. No Burrow. And he just kind of runs out with the Banes? That's funny. Baneling's just making sure there's no mining going on here. And now the units of Drogo are responding. More Banelings are being constructed or morphed in. Ooh, Storm's being dropped. Did see a couple High Templar. No, still 8 Templar. 1 Templar got sniped so far. Lambo ran into the 3rd base here, getting a bunch of cannon kills and even a couple probe kills here, but still has to run away from this really spooky army from the Protoss. That's a lot of Storm, and unless you can get a lot of Banelings on top of those High Templar. Ooh, recalls into the Banelings though. Here are the Banelings. Quick morph into Archon so that he doesn't lose the High Templar for free. But with that, Drogo also just GG's out. There's units in his 3rd base. His 4th base got killed. Good trades for Lambo. Domination. And Lambo takes the first game of this best of 3 on Equilibrium. Just getting a gold base, not getting contested at all. Making sure that, well, he took the teeth out of Drogo's build, which went pretty well. Like, Drogo was very quick on the trigger of those Oracle Pulsar beams. So there was never any danger of Lambo losing any drones in that game ever. And you could just kind of drone up, get an army, and, well, Drogo was very defensive-minded. So I'm guessing that he was like, okay, if I just defend all these stupid attacks, I can max out and go kill him. Or at least be in a good position. But he didn't defend all those stupid attacks. And then he got killed by the Baneling run-bys. Still ever so potent, even though +2 timing doesn't exist anymore. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Now we see another standard opener coming out from both sides. I need to see Drogo juice it up a little bit more, or I guess he could go for the same style, but I'd like a better base layout where he can defend more bases more easily. Because now he just kind of got killed by two-prong attack. Lambo's mining his gas. Probably going to take off gas, but if he doesn't, he might be going for some lair play or Reno. Core almost done. Has Drogo done any scouting at all? Nope. Drogo's not scouting. Okay, so perhaps he's going for a cheeky timing then. Goes for a Stalker. Last game he went for an Adept, so already some differences in Drogo's build. Do see the Stargate coming out before he's starting up the Cyber Core. So slightly later Stargate because he makes a Stalker instead of an Adept. But shouldn't make much of a difference. Especially because it seemed like he is inclined to use his oracles defensively. Now the Stalker is out, but there is a high ground here for the Overlord. No gas being mined anymore. Lambo didn't mine a drop more of gas outside of that 100 starting gas that he needs to get that metabolic boost, aka Zergling speed. Stalker shooing away those lings. And Lambo doesn't get a scout on the Stargate. He probably knows, since the gateway research was so late. Oh, this link probably going to die to the Adept. And yep, there it goes, 2-shot. And there should be one more link out on the map somewhere, I feel like. But nope, they both died. I don't know where, but they both died. That's so weird. Stalker doesn't have the kill. The Adept doesn't have the kill. The Oracle now has a kill. So maybe the Oracle killed that one Ling. Okay. Second Oracle underway. No drones on the third yet. Waiting for his Queens and Spores to finish before he sends drones to the third base. But the Oracles aren't even close to his third base yet, so let's see what happens. This Adept is now safe. Won't get caught by this random, or not very random, just small link flood. Oh, the drone's actually running away from the Spore there. But there's 3 Queens ready to meet the Oracles. 3 drones do go down. Wow, Oracle just flies in. Holy moly. Drogo knows how much health those Oracles have and how many Spore shots they can take. 4 drones down in total. It's a little bit of drone damage, which is a big improvement from last game. Ooh, this Zealot actually getting taken down by the Zergling pack. Lambo is ferocious. And we see another Twilight Forge follow-up here from Drogo. So he's just playing more standard. Damn. I would say a little surprising after that smackdown in the first game. But he might have a different variation. He might go Blink here. He might go double Robo, you don't know. And there he is, Blink and +1. So a little shake-up from the last game. Let's see if he can use... Oh, the Zerglings find another target in that probe. Lambo playing nice. Playing clean. 6 gases here for Lambo. What is he going to use all that gas on? Do see a lair now completed. Revelation is down. No 4th base from Lambo, which was super fast in the last game. More probes going down to the Zergling run by in the 3rd base. 5 probes do leave the mortal plane. Actually, these gases haven't been filled up. Is this memes? Oh, we do see an infestation pit in the back, and we see +1 range. Could it be? Could it be swarm hosts? We'll see. We'll see if we receive such a wonderful belated Christmas present. I hope you all had a great Christmas, by the way. Hope you are spending some nice time with your families. Getting ready for that 2024. God damn it. My birthday is early January and I'm getting old. That's all I'll share about that. Oh, 1 Oracle does go down. Queens are here to protect the rest of the army from the Oracle beams. Oh, this Immortal, it's out on the... Oh, the Oracle actually won out? Now, there's an Overseer seeing everything. This Immortal dude got away with murder just now, except for the fact that he didn't kill anybody. But he should have been dead. Like, if Lambo saw that Immortal, then the game would have been harder, I guess. It's such a feels bad moment when your first Immortal just kind of dies. Now we do see 4th base coming out. 10 more drones here by Lambo, feeling very comfortable. +1 is finishing, +1 roach speed is finishing. Sadly, no swarm hosts. Maybe next game, if there is a next one. And now we see a big wall here coming out from Drogo against those potential banelings. But I don't think there's a baneling nest. Nope, there's no baneling nest. This cannon is kind of funnily placed. War Prism. Zooming on into the main base. Excuse me, 3rd base. Where there is a Spore and a Spine. 2 Adepts here just chilling. Trying to click some drones. And they're shift queued to the drones in the back. So now finally they do get some kills. Shades going out into the natural. They only get 2 kills. They do spot the Hydralisk. And we see double Colossus being produced against this Hydralisk army. So that could favor Drogo a little bit. But ooh, look at the supply though. Lambo exploding into that supply. Both in worker and army, Lambo's just balling right now. 3 Vipers underway, so he can yoink those Colossi. Now we finally get that 5th base with the rich geyser as well for Lambo. Finishing up his upgrades for the Hydralisk. Now we do see 4th base here for Drogo. But again, I feel like he can't move out that much. Like, he could have moved out with the Stalker Force and some Oracles. And we did see him move out over here. But he lost, I think, all of his Oracles except for 1. Oh, nice usage, though, of this Stalker Force with the Observer. Cleaning up a lot of creep. So that in a minute or so, he can use this path to push. And he'll be a lot closer to a base before he's on creep, so... That's probably very crucial if he wants to push. And he does have a nice Colossus count to do so. And we do see Lurkers are already out. No Seismic Spines yet, so no Lurker range. Lurkers are actually all by their lonesome. 5 Lurkers here getting caught. We do have an Observer here to see all of them, and they just get annihilated. Does cost Drogo a lot of Stalkers there. But the Colossi in the back are still alive. Now, one of them falls because it gets clicked down by Lambo, nice target fire. But then he needs to run away. Doesn't have enough meat shield for the Hydralisk here. And does he have time to rebuild his Lurker count? Little bit of a mistake here by Lambo. And now, Drogo shutting down his 5th base. No contest from Lambo here, but more and more Lurkers coming out, going into a nice late-game army here from Lambo. And Drogo already had been working on the late-game army a little longer. So, 4 bases for Drogo, and he's sitting pretty. He's just making cannons, dude. What an annoying Protoss to play against. These types of Protosses are the worst. They're like, nah, I'm just gonna slow the game down. I'm gonna make cannons. I'm just gonna chill. You're like, you mother trucker. Because cannons are pretty good. And then as the Zerg, you can do Baneling run-bys. Maybe some Lurker drops and maybe some Nidus Worms. But we're not used to using those as much. Whereas Protoss can do War Prisms, Charge Law run-bys, and they do those every game all the time. Roaches getting slaughtered here by the 6 Immortal hit squad. Bada-room. To the cannons of the Immortal. Just listen closely. 5th base going down for Drogo here. More Lurkers underway. We already have 11 of them. 3 more underway. 2 cannons making sure that taking this position feels awkward. Ooh, that's a lot of Lurkers though. But they're speed zone, so getting on top of these Lurkers is a little easier over here. Ooh, does get a pretty good fight on these Lurkers, and a lot of these Lurkers in the back not fighting at all. Bunch of High Templar here. Could take a lot of splash damage. Oh my god, the Lurker Reno's taken down all of those High Templar. But the 6 Immortal hit squad prevailing with only 3 Musketeers being left over. Damn, or Colossi Micro hits differently in a speed zone. But that's a good trade for Drogo, I feel like. Killing all those Lurkers and keeping a lot of power units alive. Although, I mean, losing all your High Templar is kind of bad. Not gonna lie. 5th base now almost completed though, so he has enough money to keep up Drogo over here. And I feel like he also has enough... well, structures, aka gateways, to make a bunch of zealots. Let's see how many he has. 9 gateways, so you can make 9 charge zealots at a time. Those are pretty dangerous warpins. I don't know if there's still a war prism on the map. No, there is not. It got killed somewhere. Now, there's only 1 lurker here. Lambo. Hello? Lambo? He just says Mass Roach. What is this? Mass Roach? It's 45 Roach. I guess it's only 2 Immortals, and Colossi don't really do a lot against Roaches. He also has a Viper, but if a High Templar feedback lands, Lambo's going to be very sad. More Lurkers now underway. Rerouting a couple Spine Crawlers here to protect his 5th base again. Doesn't want to lose that again. But a couple Immortals and some Archons are here to shut down your other base, whilst attacking with his main force here on the other side of the map. Spines retreated right away. And the force of Lambo, not quite in time to save all of the drones, but it does look like Drogo has to retreat. Actually gets dove on and loses all of his units, but on the other side of the map, we see a big dive coming in from Drogo, killing another base. Dude, Lambo, I mean, his supply's looking good, but his bases are not looking good. This one's dead, this one's dead, this one lost all of the static defense, which makes it weak right now. And PtitDrogo can just move over there. 1 zealot. 1 brave zealot. Killing 2 drones. I'm not sure what he did to deserve that, but he probably called his commander's mom something nasty. And so he had to be sacrificed. In glory of battle, of course. It was a suicide mission, but we just say that he died honorably. Stalker's trying to get a little bit of work done here. 1 lurker left behind to protect that to be 4th base. That's so many roaches in a late game army, actually. I'm very surprised that Lambo made so many roaches. Now, we do see Broodlords coming out here. And I feel like Drogo can't really deal with broods, but he does have 2 carriers coming out. And he has 5 bases. Oh no, Lambo. You better get those Spire upgrades fast. Because as soon as he sees those carriers, he's going to be hating life. This is a ground army killing army. His army kills ground real good. Oh, another chart cell to run by. These are so annoying. Bunch of roaches need to be shimmied over to the 5th base to protect it. But on the other side of the map, a bunch of 8 Immortals. 8 Immortals. Not 4, not 3, 8. It's a lot. The Broodlords have been revealed, and Drogo just retreats. He looked positioned to go for a recall here, but actually takes the fight in the speed zone, gets on top of these Broodlords pretty fast, and the Void Rays targeted, shift targeted on the Broodlord really nicely. All the storms wrecking Lambo's army, and Lambo so low in army supply all of a sudden. Dude, what do you know? 8 Immortals completely evaporate roaches? Who would have thunk it? Now, the carriers joining the fight as well. Pretty... Oh, another Immortal. Of course, more Immortals, more better. Just rally them over. 2 Broodlords left, 1 Broodlord left, and he's on the throat of Lambo. Lambo plummeting in supply. Only Hydras against a lot of Immortals. 2 Colossus and some carriers. Drogo strikes back. It's 1-1, baby. And PtitDrogo strikes back. In this match versus Lambo, takes the second game. And now we are in the third game, where he forces Lambo to not take his natural, or not take his second base on the natural position. So being nice and cheeky there, he might have pretty nasty timing planned. If he does, this is how I would start it. Next is going down. So everything pretty standard so far, except for, of course, the displaced hatchery. Pretty cool to see Drogo playing some games again. Because, you know, as mentioned before, he has been a little bit inactive, I feel like. And so it's nice to see him back for a little Homestory Cup. Every time there's a Homestory Cup, I hope players that are like semi-active return. I think Stefano is in this Homestory Cup as well. We'll get to him in Group D, which I just think that's cool. Here's me hoping that Euthermal will join once again. Maybe Bly? Or just Dark. I just want Dark. I think Dark is dope. He plays some really good StarCraft. Now we see speed coming out again from Lambo. No gas being mined. And the third base is being taken. On the other side of the map, though, we see a Twilight console. No Stargate to Reno this time. I didn't catch if he delayed his gateway research, but it doesn't look like it. So that could be a very small tip-off for Lambo, but that's pretty hard to see, honestly. We also see a Robo here, so Robo Twilight. Might be a charge slot all-in? Might be Glaives, actually, because we see multiple depths coming out. It could also just be macro, but without the Stargate, getting some more Robo units, getting earlier Blink Stalker or whatever, what have you. The Adept comes home, has a couple war stories to tell, and there is a Dark Shrine. Now there's an Overlord here, but there was no Stalker made to prevent this scout. So let's see if Lambo actually scouts it. Couple links are here, and Lambo clicks it further in deeper. He sees the Robo, and now he sees the Dark Shrine as well. Checks the third base in the meanwhile. Knows there's no third base. He knows there's a Dark Shrine. The jig is up. But this could just be an Archon drop and then transition into a third base, right? Adept trying to move over to this position to make getting a third base easier. Warp Prism already flying out so that he can warp in the DTs in the middle of the map. Zerglings are following the Warp Prism around. Warp Prism, you can actually deploy it on the high ground here and then warp in, and then he can't actually see you. But now, Lambo does see the Warp Prism, and we do see an Archon drop, or at least one Archon. Oh, now he... What? I feel like... Okay, whatever. Maybe he was hoping that one Archon and then sliding 2 DTs into the main would be good. But now we have... This is such an old style. Getting an Archon drop out on the map. Click down the creep tumor. Nice. How many queens do we have here? We have like 6 queens. Archons do a lot of damage against biological, though. Doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, third base in peril. And one Archon actually goes down because Drogo got taxed so much. Actually lost his third base. And I don't know if it got cancelled or not. I think it did. One Archon dead, though, so the Archon drop has been severely neutered. 50% less effective. And now third base for Drogo will be a little late. But he's still in the... What the hell? Saw those units were dancing real weird. Now we see a bunch of roaches on the map already. Which you do need a bunch of roaches against Archon drops, because Archons are just... You can't really defend it with Queenling. It's like... Only if you get lucky and you get in range of the War Prism with enough queens, you can actually kill the Prism. Otherwise, your units are just gonna die. And Lings, I think, get like 1 or 2 shot by Archons, so... Not the most fun unit to use against an Archon drop. Now we do see these forward Spore Crawlers, making sure that this War Prism can't fly all the way in. Has to stay back a little bit if the Archon's going too deep. We do see first Immortal coming out. Let's see if he goes back up to 8 Immortals this game. But we do see a Spire for Lambo. Drogo actually sees the Spire right away. And this is a bit of a tricky position because he doesn't have a Stargate, so now does start one. And Lambo can just kind of decide to only make like a couple of Corruptors to deal with this Warp Prism. And then not make any air units anymore. And then maybe later get Broodlords. Whereas I don't think Drogo wants to use that Stargate anytime soon. Unless he's like... I guess he could rush carriers now. Just be like, okay, we're making carriers. But we're doing it after Storm. Because we have a Templar Archive here. Warp Prism flying around, but not really getting anything done. We do see this drone, though, trying to become a 4th base. And the Archon drop denies that drone his life and his dream of becoming a hatchery. Lambo just chilling, making a lot of roaches again. 66 drones. Those are the scariest Zergs, and Lambo seems to be just maxing out on +1 mass roach. Probably some Lings smattered in there. Probably a couple Ravagers eventually. Whereas Drogo is investing into Storm, into Phoenix, into +1, getting more gateways, even getting a sussy, greedy 4th base. So, if Lambo attacks with mass roach, maxed out roach, it feels like that could work. That feels pretty dangerous, but there's already a 4 Immortal hit squad, so maybe not. Maybe not. We do see a bunch of... or 2 Ravagers coming in now. Ravagers can help you deal with these better Protoss units, these power units. Throwing out a couple biles, kill a battery, maybe get a lucky shot on the War Prism, get an instant GG. Overseer, cool. Now, Baneling speed is halfway done, and we see +1 melee coming out, so probably going to be investing into the Banelings once more, just like the first game. Let's see if he times out his first Baneling run by again with Baneling speed. That would be very Lambo. Now we do see, how many High Templar do we have? 6 High Templar here from Drogo with 5 Immortals and some Archons. Dude, what a nasty army, but nasty is 38 Banelings. Ooh, they do get blown up on a couple Zerglings there, or Zealots. But can Drogo kill all of these Banes? Needs to land perfect storms here. Decent storms kills all of the Banes, actually. Oh, never mind, more Banes here. Actually tanking a lot of damage from these Immortals because these Banes are on move command. Really nice micro there by Lambo, targeting down the 4th base, losing a bunch of Banelings for it. But it does put Drogo back into the Stone Age. where his economy is concerned. And now the remax from Lambo, or at least the reinforcements. Ling's getting on the Immortals there. Immortals don't want to be fighting Zerglings. Nice Warp Prism Micro does lose one Immortal there. They're shooting down all of these Zerglings and Roaches, but oh no, the Immortals do get caught. And now there's only 3 Immortals left, but they're all in the Prism. They're super low. 2 Immortals left, and that's all that PtitDrogo has in the tank. These are his backbone, the anchor. If he loses these last Immortals, this game is completely over. And it's already really dicey. Losing that many Immortals? That's not good. You want to Warp Prism Micro those bad boys back earlier, but he actually overextended a little bit, maybe, perhaps. 4 Archons do join the fight, though. They get stuck behind the Immortals a little bit. And there come the Corrosive Biles. Protoss having to move out of the way all the time because of those. Lambo does have a really big army supply, though, but the Zealots and the Archons do charge in. 2 Immortals still here, shooting down those Roaches. Nuclear Battery now popped. Maybe a little late. It does get sniped immediately by the Corrosive Biles. We do have 3 Immortals left. No Warp Prism Micro on those. And 1, 2. The final 2 Immortals do not fall because Drogo, GG's out. He lost all hope. And Lambo takes this series 2-1. And Lambo does have a pretty good chance of getting out of Group B. I'll tell you more about that in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe. Cheers.